in a jam down state. Yeah, Jamaican state of mind.
Welcome to another episode of Jamaican State of Mind podcast. This is your host Nick. I'm here with my co-host Carter. You are going youth?
Yes, we are here again, on another Saturday. Time is limited, but we are always trying to fit something in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But we just announced that we have 30K listeners so far. Just want to thank the listeners. I mean, this was a humble start, and just to know that in a short space of time we have 30K listeners, we appreciate it and keep on giving us the feedback so we can improve.
Yeah, man. Respect. And just like what Carter said, yeah, man. Thanks to the people who just been listening to the podcast, supporting it so far. I mean, we have 30K plus listener. People who download and listen to the podcast. So, just continue. Share it. Remember to subscribe, follow. And I mean, it is all of them things that help the podcast. And I mean, share it to friends, family, people you think who might enjoy hear me and Carter talk about a bunch of mumbo jumbo. You see me? But on this podcast here, we have a special guest with us. Our fellow Rabalap brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Somebody will coming all the way from 7th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the way growing up now. I'll put him as a international sports athlete, superstar in our own right.
Of course.
Basketball player over there playing France right now. And, fellow Rabalap brother. Welcome to the podcast, Alliman.
Yeah, man. Bless up, isn't it? Thanks for having me on the show, And congrats to you for the success so far. Just keep going, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I appreciate it for making the time, man, because the time difference kind of crazy, so.
Yeah, true.
Forget it, schedule's kind of tricky, but appreciate it making the time, man. So what's going on with you, man?
Not much, just there. I go and live the life, Chasing the dream same way. This basketball thing, where I come from far, isn't it? Yeah. As you say, away from back in Jamaica, growing up in Jamaica.
But, let me chime in and let the audience know, because we don't want to undermine Alliman's achievements.
Yeah, man.
We know Alliman from 7th grade right through to 12th grade, at least 13th grade, because we got 6 form to 2 years.
Yeah, true.
And for all who don't know, I mean, remember Alliman used to play Pepsi, they play tennis, Then in the latter part of high school, the man started play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the few people take it serious and go like, remember when they go to camp, a national farmer player them. And then Alliman was one of the few students at Calabar who actually take up the languages serious, because remember one of the only man where they really fluent in a French before we actually leave Calabar.
Yeah.
So
who would have thought that I would end up in France?
Right? Yeah. The irony of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why more you tell them, like, especially how you actually take up basketball and the transition from there to college in America.
Well, I mean, okay, let me take it from the beginning. Because, coming up in Jamaica, everybody played football, pretty much. So that's where we started, As you said, Pepsi, Colts, play both of those. And then after that, we realized, football is kind of rough on the knees and everything. So couldn't manage that no more. So we move on to tennis, isn't it? Start playing tennis, taking that serious and everything. Play for Calabar and everything. And play for Jamaica too.
Man.
Then I remember it was like the summer of 9th grade, moving to 10th grade. From 9th grade moving to 10th grade, we have a huge growth spurt. Like when we come back to school, everybody was like, yo, what? Oh, it's a thought, this and that, isn't it? But me being the one who lived that, I never really noticed, you see me?
Yeah.
So it's like, once we get the height now, I was like, okay, maybe this basketball thing can be, a possibility. But I still never play. I still play tennis same way, take it serious. I have my tennis bag and walk around at school. Me the only man who walk around with tennis bag.
remember that time.
But I remember this was like lower six. That was when it was like a intervention around 5 months from the basketball team. Come around to me and I say, yo, we need to come try out for the team, isn't it? And I was like, nah. Still never want to do it. Still want to stick to the tennis or whatever. But them try.
I did loud mode as he come to you though.
Azzy, you don't know. Azzy for sure.
Oh,
Travis.
shit. Travis, yeah. John Travis, Dean.
Yeah. Big up Dean.
And a couple more players, isn't it? Couple more players on the team. Yeah, big up to them still, isn't it? Because them really like help me develop a love for the sport, you see.
Mm.
So yeah, them convinced me eventually, because them never gonna let me just not take up the opportunity. So them say, we'll make a deal on the spot. Them say, yo, come on one training, and if you like it, then you can forward back. But if you don't like it, then so be it, isn't it? So I was like, all right, we can't do that. So I come on one practice. The one practice I come, the coach, him say, yo, you know what? I'm see you, and I see you have the potential to play, and you could have been a starter. You can be a starter on this team right now if you continue, if you take it up. And I was like, for real? Because I never really know someone have the talent like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So I come back at the next training, and eventually, little by little, just start develop a love for the sport. And the rest is history. 15 years later, isn't it?
Man.
Still there, I dip on the pro circuit now.
So how you make that transition now via basketball to college in the US? Like how that connection happened?
So coming up in a Calabar, I played 2 years, and then I went to, just like the camp where you talk about stadium. So I did multiple camps, you see? And then from there, I got contacts from like people who were based in the States who come back and run camps in a Jamaica to help out like youngsters. So eventually I got in contact with one guy who like have connections to like different universities and prep school, high school in the States. So that's eventually how I'm gonna get the first opportunity, because him see that I was one of the ones that were chosen to like get a scholarship to go to the States.
Yeah.
So did that, went to a prep school in Florida for 1 year. So like I already qualified for university, but basketball wise, I wasn't there yet in terms of like playing basketball in the States.
But you chat, Alliman, they all bought man, all Friday there. Oh,
yeah, that was the first place I went.
Man, which part of Florida?
Close to Tampa, Port Charlotte.
I actually know that. So them that era, that's where most of the guys who, the Jamaican track athletes, some of them who train in Florida, that era, them have that like Warren. I think that's where he is now. Okay.
Oh, like okay, that area there, like close to Tampa.
Yeah, it's like I guess because them have like I guess it's a central area where them have a private truck with them, these guys like Tyson Gee and few of them, the state that because Florida have that year-round kind of summer vibe.
Yeah,
without too much distractions. Because if you come to Florida, you might be distracted by the woman.
Oh man, yo, trust me, man, I understand that. Miami, oh man.
Yeah, man, Miami is a whole different place down there, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
can't get some stuff on this.
But it's funny. Nicholas left right at Fifth Farmer. You see, the town basically not too far in height, but Nicholas left right before the action starts.
So me would there France too.
Yeah, you never know. Because that is it, most of them. Because even other than you, Alliman, like even Dean started playing late, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of us start playing late. Because normally, like even in the States, like people start playing when them are 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And we would all the way start from 14, 15, 16, isn't it? So that's already late.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I definitely want to help out in like Jamaica to start help the development of basketball in Jamaica from a young age, isn't it? Just try like help the kids like develop a love for the sport from early, easy.
Yeah.
So we can like just help basketball in Jamaica overall.
That's
Trust
why
me,
even
man,
at the States here, that's why it's like most of the kids when you see we even make it in the NBA, like all of them, majority of them come from camps. Like,
Yeah.
most of them are friends from teenage, from like early age and stuff, because majority of them either go to the same camps or something like that from them young and all of that. So it's so here, especially in America, when it comes to sports, soccer is the same thing. You have to kind of like invest money with the kids them from them really, really young. Football,
True.
American football, the same thing.
It's funny you mentioned that, about like the NBA players, they are friends from early. Like I watched this documentary on Netflix with Stephen Marbury and Bridging. I never know say when I watch it, it was nostalgic. I never know say like him, or the guy from Timbers, what's his name again? Kevin Garnett. Ray Allen. Who else did in that mix there? A brother that in the name where they go, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. All of them guys, they almost in the same era when, like, what I say now, like them, not the same camps, but the same the same high school training programs. And so basically when the man announced in the league, they already know who are the best. You know what I mean? In America at the time. So them all familiar with each other. Yeah, man. The man play against each other in a training camps. They might play, as you say, from probably age 8.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, it would have good if you could have able to make some connection with them young kids there, because, as I say, Nicholas and me and Dean did have a quick conversation the last one where I said, what are some of the things that we think can help Jamaica in terms of the economy to make a change with the younger generation? I think sports tourism is probably one of the methods, you know what I mean, where not just focus on the traditional one with the football and the track and field, because it's funny I come here and I think you remember Gunhead?
Yeah.
I think Gunhead did come here for track, but he actually play a little bit of American football. You know what I mean?
True.
I'm gonna say, during that time, I said, look, me that connect with him on Facebook, and him that play, and him that say, end up stop play because that school they cut the program and put the funding in one of the sporting, one of the sports. So I say, look at that.
Oh, they cut the track program?
Because him and Ryan Taylor, I believe they go Penn State or something like that. I believe them go to see him school. But when we see that message, look at that, because we produce a myriad of guys. Remember when me did do little tracks at Calabar, there were several guys that them name never big, but it's just because, of course, them telling that we did lack knowledge for nutrition and just a little parental support we need to get that extra edge. And them youth here, we can tell them would make a mockery of American football.
Yeah, man. You know I just attack for even speed alone. And the skills where
exactly
we have it, but it's just that, like I said, we just need a variety of guys to open up.
Yeah,
even baseball, and I mean, maybe it's not our favorite thing, but we play.
Oh God,
I mean,
think about the salaries in a baseball, dog.
Yeah, because I'm saying, so it's like we say, there's a lot of areas where we can open up and give people a lot more opportunity instead of just the typical traditional areas. Then, but
true.
You know what I mean? So when you're in America, how you end up being all the way across the other side of the globe?
Well, all right. So when I was in the prep school in Florida, played half a season, and then got recruited to play college basketball. So I went to a college in Ohio.
Yeah,
that's where I got recruited. So. I definitely had different options, but I finally decided on Ohio.
Yeah.
And did that for 4 years. And just natural progression.
That's where Jerome at. How are you? Jerome, Twinny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we link up sometime when I was back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we link up with Twinny, man.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
Because like Indigo School with Gunnet too, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then transferred to a school in Ohio, and that's when me and him started link over there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, up in a Cleveland area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go to school and all, yeah.
Yeah, did that for 4 years, and I mean, like, playing professional basketball ever since I started playing basketball. That was a goal of mine, but never really know if I could make it or not. But once I hit my senior year in a college, and I realized that, you know, I was having a good year. And once I started having a good year, like, people started contacting me from all over, like agents and stuff like that, and trying to say, oh, they want to work with you and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, cool. So once I finished my senior season and graduated, then I started looking to the pro circuit to see where I could go and where the opportunities are. And yeah, I met with an agent. You know, I had a contact with a former Jamaica national basketball team player, and he connected me with an agent, and then the agent, that's where he had opportunities in France. So people ask me all the time, like, why you choose France? But France that chose me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
what do you mean by
that's where I got my first because that's where I got our first opportunity to play.
Oh,
like that's where my first team that recruited me to come overseas. Mm-hmm. That's where it was, in France. And I played in France that first season, then played like a couple other countries after that. And then I was like, yo, I actually like France. So I came back to France in 2013. And then after that, I just stayed since.
So 2 questions, Alliman. So, all right, I know you went to the college in Ohio, right? So I know a lot of people have this thing, but MBA is, the next step is MBA, but I know there's a lot of red tape and, I guess in your case, if not getting enough visuals on your games, forget the attention that you need for propel to that. So like I remember, you remember that Jamaican guy that played for the Cleveland Cavaliers? I think
Mardo.
Yeah, right? Did he go to a Division I school or?
Yeah. Like his situation was a little bit different because he came to the States like at a really younger age. He was like 15, I believe.
Oh.
So that way he was able to get more recognition, more exposure from an early age. Because when you get exposure from a younger age, it's better.
Yeah.
Like in this world. But like me, I came to the States when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
You see me? So like after upper six. So that was already late. You see me?
Yeah.
So, but for him though, plus he's a bigger player, bigger, stronger, everything. So he got recruited high. So he was like ranked in the country as one of the top young players and stuff like that. So he ended up going to Louisville.
Oh, that's a big school.
Louisville, which is a big school. My school wasn't that big, but his school was definitely big.
If you play for Louisville, you definitely have eyes on you.
Yeah, for sure. So he was on TV like all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the thing now. So, so you decided, so are you gonna channel your energy to international basketball, right?
Like every college basketball player, like most times, the goal is to get to the NBA. But when we get realistic, there's like millions of players who are trying to make it to the NBA, but there's only 450 spots.
Yo, people, you see that? Let that resonate with people. Let that marinate like netball juice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, when you check out the odds are very low, isn't it?
And that is what we need to also talk to our community about. We have to open up our eyes to different avenues because less than 500 man in the league, and how much man I try getting out of the league. You know what I mean?
Millions.
Yeah.
So from just locally here in America to international.
Right?
Yeah. So everybody,
people from all over the world.
I try to make it to.
Yeah.
So,
and the crazy thing is, it's not like it's 450 persons new coming in every year. The people who did it, they're not necessarily leave. So when you check it out, like how many new people coming into the league every year is a very small amount.
Yeah.
Very small. So that's why most players when we leave college, we just go overseas because that's where the opportunity is. If you want to continue like doing something that we love, which is playing basketball. Yeah. And
my wife little brother, he played overseas. He played in if I'm not, I think Luxembourg.
Okay.
Yes, that's where he played over for a couple of years. Right, same thing. Right after college, he said he wanted to do that for a while, and he just went and played overseas for a while, and then
Okay.
Then
that's cool.
He finished off with that, but that's just what he wanted to do after he finished college for a while.
Okay. So you see, so all right. So would you say that let me ask my second question, but so when you made that transition to France, right? Were you still fluent in French, or did you have to take it up and kind of refresh yourself and get back into the whole mix?
I mean, I wasn't fluent at all, actually. I mean, like doing French, because I did French in CXCs and everything, passed it. But
stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because like
I didn't even look at none of them. I said Spanish and French, I can't go on because that doesn't waste some money and waste of time.
Spanish, me missed the final exam.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, I show up late.
Wow. Yeah, but you say you wasn't that fluent, but you adapt though.
Yeah, like starting, like I remember, like in the 9th grade, 10th grade in French, I wasn't that good. But for some reason, after like 11th grade, it started clicking, and then I was like, oh, what? Like once I started studying for the CXC, CXCs, that's when it started clicking for me. So I was like, okay, cool. But like I wasn't fluent at all and I only realized that once I get to France, because when you get to France, like people start talking, it's like nonstop. They just going. Plus they have an accent. They have their French accent. And it's like really hard to understand. So I had to but I had a good base. I knew all the vocabulary, I knew conjugations, and knew, all the little, the little rules of the language and stuff like that. So that definitely helped me a lot once I come here. So once I came here, that's when I was able to just build on that, what I learned. And within 1-2 years, I was speaking fluently with everyone else.
So what methods did you use? Like, did you actually take classes, or did you have a tutor, or you just soaking it up from friends and teammates?
What I used, none of that. I just learned by myself. Like what I did was I downloaded an app and I walked around with a dictionary. And every time I don't know something, I just look it up. Or anytime once like 2010, 2011, that's when it becoming more prevalent. And so I downloaded an app, and every time I needed to learn something, I just put it in, learn it, and then try to retain it after that.
Right. Retaining part is a
just
problem.
doing that every day. Like,
but that's a good thing when you live in another country, you have no choice.
Right.
To learn it.
That too.
The
best way to learn any new language is just go to the country
and live. Get on a choice at that point. You have to. Right. So that makes sense.
Because if you're gonna want to communicate with the people, that's
So all right. So then, all right. What about the culture shock then? Because listen, Virgin, you leave Jamaica, you go America, then you leave America, then you go to France, to a country.
But then they can't even put in Florida to Cleveland,
right?
two different places in general, and then to France. Yeah, that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, and it's all because of basketball. Basketball done tip me all over the world, which definitely I'm thankful for that. Thankful for that journey, because thanks to that, I was able to see a lot of things that I would have never seen if it wasn't for basketball. Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, man, I would have still been in Jamaica right now. The gets I run around, isn't it? So thanks to basketball, I'm able to make a better life for me and my family, and
that's what's up,
make
man.
the best.
That's what's up, man. Because we like to see, I think Ricardo preaching here a lot. I wish everybody here could have seen the world,
True.
See a different environment, because you have a whole different perspective on things,
Yeah.
Because the
Definitely.
perspective of your surroundings.
You definitely get to see the world differently too.
Yeah.
Once you start like seeing how different people function in different areas, it definitely open your eyes up, you know?
No, for real.
But I mean, even with that, when Nicola said, like, having no choice in our country but to actually learn a language and adjust to the culture. So, like, it's even worse. So you playing basketball with your teammates now, right? Teammates, coach, the organization itself. They are French-speaking people. So how did they take on to you as a Jamaican coming into their culture and playing, playing with, trying to gather fans, as they say?
I mean, they're pretty used to it because they're used to having foreign players come. Because like when you play on like international basketball, international teams, there's a limit. It's not like the NBA where anybody from anywhere, as long as you're good enough, you can play. Like in France, for example, you can have like in certain teams you have like a limit of 3 foreign players or 2 foreign players or whatever it is. So they're used to having like Americans. It's mainly Americans, not a lot of Jamaicans. Like now, more and more Jamaicans are coming over in France, for example, or different countries overseas. But they're pretty used to it. And my first year there, I had to have someone translate everything for me. So the coaches say something, and then somebody else would translate exactly what he said to me. And that's all. But after a while, I got really annoyed with that because I'm like, I don't want to wait until somebody else translates something to me, isn't it? So that's why that actually helped me push me to like learn the language myself. And now I'm in the huddle or whatever, like we're in a game, the coach can just talk in a French, and I'm just right there with all the other French players, understanding everything going. And actually, like even in my team right now, it's like I'm the designated translator because we have another American player, and I'm the one who translates for him whenever the coach speaks.
Okay, I speak the both language now, English and French. So that's
useful skill that,
Yeah, true. Definitely. Definitely can help me, for life after basketball.
Exactly.
Obviously, yeah.
But all right. So I mean, listen, you basically traveled because I know you play in France, but I know you traveled to Europe. Did you always play in France? Because I think you did a stint in Venezuela. And did you play in Spain as well?
I never played in Spain, but yeah, you're right. I did play in Venezuela for 1 year. Mm-hmm. And then I played also in Mexico too.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo. I'll get it all out now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. That's the life of a professional basketball player, I guess. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, and I've only done 3 countries, but you have some players who've done like 10. They play in France, Russia, Spain, Lithuania, then they go to South America, then they go to Asia. So you have players who actually do a lot of different countries. But me, I kind of liked France, and I liked the whole system and everything, and everything is professional. So I just decided to stay in France for the most part of my career.
So if you were to compare any league that you've been exposed to the NBA, right? Which league you think would be the closest in comparison, like fan base and attention?
It would actually be the Euro League, which is not necessarily just one country. It's like the Euro League is like a league where they have the best teams from every country. Like the best teams from Spain, the best teams from Russia, the best teams from Israel, France, and all of the top European countries. And then they play against each other. So that would be like the closest thing to the NBA. But in terms of country, like the best country with the best level is like Spain, and then maybe Turkey, and then let me see which other country, maybe Germany or stuff like that. And the only reason is because these countries are the countries that pay the most money. So when you pay the most money, that brings the best players.
I think a couple guys from Spain. Who you playing the NBA from Spain?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, the Gasol brothers, Paul Gasol, Mark Gasol.
Paul Gasol, Gasol.
Rudy Fernandez. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on.
What a guy named I kill the league now? Lukovic.
Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
He's from Slovenia.
Slovenia, yeah. I read that.
Yeah, but he actually played in Spain for the most of his career before the NBA.
See that?
Like when he was 16 years old, he was like a star in like the biggest league that I was just telling you about. The EuroLeague.
Yeah.
Like at 16, he was like MVP.
Man.
So
Yeah,
you
he
can
nice.
imagine.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
nice
so
over
he's
here.
been
And
good
then
for
it's
a long
like,
time.
then like I was listening somewhere them talk about like, you know, they be, you know, trash talking him on the court and stuff. And then like you don't care. Like like I said, he's been maybe in like I said, superstar position than even some of the guys them in the NBA. So sometimes they try to scare him, you know, but it's like that don't even work with him. Is what I say?
Yeah. Don't put him film 10,000
Yeah,
hours.
don't put him film 10,000 hours. So the NBA are just a step up film in a sense, but him been to the eye level and stop the spotlight already.
Yeah,
so,
for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time too. So I'm pretty good with that. Okay, that's
Alliman, so what? So I mean, with all of these different places you live, like, I mean, and you play probably over at least 10 years worth of basketball, right?
Well, yeah, this is my 10th season.
10th season.
Professionally,
so, I mean, professionally. So I mean, where do you go? What plans do you have now? I mean, do you want to? How many years do you think you have playing? Because I see an article in the Observer, you know, where you tell the interviewer, say, listen, probably you're not looking for playing no more international representative basketball. You know what I mean?
Oh, you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, because you know, like basketball, that's a sport for the young, for youth, man. It's a youth sport. So even right now, when you look at LeBron, everybody calling LeBron old, and he's just 35.
But you have to have a veteran player up on the team for kind of bring them up to speed, because as you can see,
LeBron play like in his 17 and 21 year old right now.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
True that's why age is not that big a deal, but like for the most part, okay, LeBron is a special case. Yeah, but for the most part, it's true that once you get to 35, 36, you start like be on the decline. Most people, but LeBron, he's just not normal.
But that is it like. But that is it like. So I'm saying like with you say you wouldn't play, any more Jamaica representation of basketball, but you're only 32, 33 maybe, and some of these guys young guys that I see them possibly looking at, they've never had that international exposure that you have. They've never been under the spotlight, under pressure. So I think like guys like yourself and other guys that, probably you consider yourself veterans, at least 2-3 people should be on that team for guide these guys to the next level,
Yeah. And like in that interview, I know which interview you're talking about. Like for me, my only reasoning was, okay, I was looking at this because, like, for example, the Olympics, he was asking me that for the Olympics because, we go on Jamaica. Team Jamaica is going to make a push to try to make it to the Olympics for the first time in basketball. Yeah. But as of right now, like the 2020 Olympics got pushed back to 2021 for Tokyo.
Right.
So we don't even know if the Olympics for the next Olympics after that is supposed to be in Paris too, ironically, in the country that
near backyard.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. So 2024, it's supposed to be as of right now, but we don't even know if it's going to be 2024 or 2025. We don't know. But for me, I was looking at it like, okay, I'm 33 now, just turned 33. And in 4 years, 2024, best case scenario, I'm going to be 37. And playing basketball at a very, very high level at 37, you start pushing it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Even
you have to go vegan.
You're pushing it a little bit. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, this is why I'm like, if there's any competitions like within the next couple of years, for sure, I'd love to represent my country and go for it and try to be a veteran leader and just to help the young guys coming up. But I think something like that, like for example, Olympics in 2024, that would more like be for the younger generation. So that's where I was going with the whole thing. It's like for the younger guns coming up, because we have to leave a space for them. So
true.
That's pretty much what that was about. And
well,
plus, just
in
for
that
me, my life
perspective,
personally, because like basketball is a very demanding sport on the body, and at 37. it's gonna be a challenge. I'm not even gonna lie, cause like for real,
them say LeBron spend $1 mil to $2 mil a year on his body, you know.
On his body. Imagine that.
Imagine that. So he must spend that on his body just to keep up.
You see, but Nicola, you see that is, but you just answer your question, Nicholas, with that, because that is why he can do that at the age he's at now. If you're investing that much money, you're supposed to be running like a freight train. But, you know, the thing is, but I understand that from us person. You said 2021, you wouldn't push to play on that team?
Well, we didn't qualify for the 2021. So that's like done for us. Because, you know, like everything was already set for 2020 this past summer. The COVID and everything, they had to push the Olympics back 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely we're trying to make a push for the next one coming up, which is 2024.
Okay.
So let me ask you, with your experience, you know, what would you think will take even for Jamaica basketball to like kind of get more competitive?
Wow. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of investment. It's gonna take a lot of commitment, and because pretty much like basketball in Jamaica right now, we're gonna have to start from ground zero and just build up. Yeah. And it's gonna start from the younger generation. So first, we're gonna have like a lot of youth programs coming up to like help youth to develop a love for the sport coming up. And we just don't have at this point, we just don't have the good infrastructure in the country. Because, you know, like, for example, people in Jamaica right now playing basketball barefoot. They don't have a good gym to play in. Yeah. They're still playing outside. You see me? So all of the stuff like that, I mean, it's going to be tough to develop like that. So we're going to need the infrastructure. We're going to need help, you know, from like, you know, people who are in positions to help, you know, the young kids and stuff like that to just keep progressing in their game. Plus, we're going to need like the right guidance from like coaches and stuff like that. And just to build a program up overall.
Mm-hmm. So like,
it definitely would be a long-term thing. In order for us to get to a level where we can compete on a world level in basketball, it's going to be a long-term thing. It's not going to be like, you know, in the next 4 years we go whatever. So
unless somebody put in like at least $1-2 million US of infrastructure, you know what I mean? Get the thing. Some big money spending, but
and then that's the thing though, you know Jamaica stay in terms of like corruption and all that. We have to go watch
that $2 million by the time it done divvy out, it come down to about 800,000.
Jamaican.
You see me? And I mean, not to say anything bad about Jamaicans, but it's just a fact how it is in our country. You see me? I say?
It sucks.
And I mean,
it sucks really bad. You know what I mean? That's also a sad part of it. That, you know what I mean? Like, cause like I know people who like try to do stuff in Jamaica, like, but the lot of the hoops and the hurdles and things you have to jump through, and then if you have a certain thing in a certain community, you have to make sure you bless certain people. Although you try to help the community, you still have to pay a man to try to help the community. So I say, so I understand. So sometimes people understand. So like, no people left Jamaica like you want give back, but if you never got you a headache for even just give back.
You lose motivation quick.
You lose motivation, you know. So it's very understandable. You know what I mean? Cause I know people would try to give back and they just do hurdles them have to go through. It's like it doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean?
And, you know, just to kind of summarize everything, I mean, so you go through your transition from Jamaica to various different, you know, international countries, and, you know, being exposed to not only other professional basketball players, but like, you know, as you say, traveling opens your eyes to different perspective and the way how people live, right? So from all of that, have you garnered anything where that can help you in the transition after basketball now? You know what kind of business you want to pursue or what kind of career after basketball that, you know, you've been exposed to by traveling? Because, you know, just to relate to you, like, so far just moving around different states and, having friends here like Nicholas, and other friends that have lived here like, probably 5 to 10 years prior to me. Everybody kind of gives you different ideas and perspectives and it kind of really helped me for decide, how I want to move away from the traditional sense of living per se, and even to move away from the third world thinking, So, I mean, how do you, like, where do you see yourself, like, transitioning from basketball and using some of those exposures?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a big topic for me, especially at my age, at our age right now. It's like, we know that sports don't last forever, right? So definitely it's been something that I've been thinking about for the last few years, and like life after basketball, what I want to do. So with all the experiences, I definitely have some ideas that I want to explore, and which I'm starting like right now. And, that's so that once I'm ready to finish, then I can just like move into that directly. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about going the route, the entrepreneurship route.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not set on it because I'm okay with working like for someone. I mean, this is the thing, you're gonna always work for someone. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you're working for your customers, you know what I mean?
Right.
And stuff like that. So I'm open to different areas, but I definitely know the area that I want to be in. And it's like I want to be in like the area of finance and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's probably, even though like my degree is in information technology, I'm thinking more on the side of, because it all relates anyways.
Right.
It's all related. So I definitely will be using like IT in finance and stuff like that.
All right. So do you see yourself staying in Europe, or you see yourself coming back to North America?
That's a good question. Good question. Like I've always had the idea that I want to come, like after my career, I'm coming back to America, and continuing my life. But right now, who knows, man? Who knows? Because Europe is good. Like life in Europe is good, man, for real. Like I'm just realizing that, like, lately, I've just started to realize that, people in Europe, they have everything they need, just like America. It's just things are a little bit more convenient in America, for sure. But in Europe, people are living a good life. They have everything. The quality of life is really good over here.
It's funny you said that about quality of life. And, I was talking to Dean yesterday, just on the way home. Him called me on the way home and talking about that's 5 to 10 minutes. And in the 5 to 10 minutes, we touched the topic of his experience, living in England now, and and he's asking me like, some of the laws here, in terms of labor laws and some of the perks that you get. And one of the first things in online is, yo, bro, them get 30 days up front for vacation a whole month.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here in America, 10 days, bro.
Yeah,
10 days is a standard vacation. And then, guess what? The females, when them get pregnant, Bridging, is very few companies in America are offering, what's it called again? Maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they have to, because they're working HR, you know what they have to file
paid
for?
Maternity leave.
Right. You know what they have to file for? Short-term disability.
Oh, wow.
Which has a maximum term of probably 6 weeks, bro.
Can you see the thing of understand though? And this is where America differ. America is like Europe. The states, them are the country. If you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah, I got you.
Every state have them rules, laws, and you obviously have the federal law, but like when it comes to, like for example, California, pretty good state when it comes to vacation time, maternity leave, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They have pretty good worker-friendly laws. While we just say now a state like North Carolina, Georgia, not so much. It depends on the company.
Mm-hmm.
Or that only know it depends on the company you work for. You get what I'm saying? We're like say a state like California, I say would have like a standard law. It doesn't matter which company. You have to do this, you have to do that. While some state, like the Texas, them, the Georgia, them we're like, all right, it's up to the company kind of decide, the vacation time and them stuff there. So that with America, with two things America struggle with, the healthcare and just simple time off. America have this mentality, bro. Work. Like,
work. They work you to the ground, man.
They work you to the ground. Like, there is this mentality, like, if you're not working, you're lazy, you're not doing nothing for yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Where, and I will tell you, most Americans have this negative view about most country in Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ask most Americans, European people, most of them lazy and take too much time off and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the reputation.
Yeah, that's the reputation. And then we say, that's why, like, I was watching a program the other day, me talk about, I think, was it Greece? I think it was Greece and Spain. And I said, that's why they struggle with the whole financial stuff they have, because, they were knocking the country because people retire at 50 with almost 70-80% of them, them like, the money with them used to make whatever, the salary or whatever. So, that's never going to happen here in America.
Yeah.
You see. But America struggle with that bad. And
yeah, the thing that I noticed in terms of like the difference between the two places, like America and Europe on a whole, if you want to get rich, America is the place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to like develop, like wealth and get, stupid rich, okay, America. But in Europe, it's more balanced.
Yeah,
definitely more balanced. You have a good quality of life, and you can make your money. And and like you said, like healthcare is definitely a big thing, a big difference too over in Europe. Like for me, even here in France, it's like healthcare is pretty much free.
Yeah, and what I mean,
as opposed to America, where we all know that.
Yeah, that's what America feed people over here, bro. Like, is this, I came to America when I was 17 to live, and it's a structure of making feel. If you live in America long enough, it give you this idea like you're gonna be rich one day, right? Like, you have this feeling, regardless, somehow, somewhere, you're gonna be the next Mark Zuckerberg or the next man to invent. Come on, that's how this country let you feel like that. You talk to anybody, no matter how poor them is, them feel like, next year or whenever gonna be my year. So there's one way them used to kind of control people and actually keep the tax laws in favor of, say, the super rich, because the poor don't want to vote or make anything to fight against the tax law, because maybe them are gonna be the rich person tomorrow. So them don't want the government take with too much of their money. But them don't have yet enough. But the system make you feel like I said, all right, I'm going to build a business tomorrow, and next year, boom, I'm going to start making millions of dollars.
It's true. And then in reality, most times it's not the case. Because, when you look at the stats, it's actually pretty sad.
Exactly. But America will let you feel like that. I feel like that sometimes. Like, we're going to come up with something. I can't attack, and we say we have a plan. You get what I'm saying? But this country, that's why let you give you that feelings and that. That's why it's good,
the American dream.
Exactly.
I mean, I would say probably my first 2 years, it was like heavily like that. Like, of course, before my only travel here, like for I think when I did in college was the first time I travel come out of the States about 2007. Think we do a college exchange work and travel program. We go South Carolina and we go Florida. But when you visit, you shop, it's like, it's like, oh wow, it looks like just what they project. It looks just like what they market and project to the other third world countries. When you see the North American, what they call upscale lifestyle, So when you come here, you visit your shop and you see all the big malls, the glass and the light. But when you transition and start live here now, you have to start work and pay the bills them. You start say, hold on. This coming like a joke thing. Because you have to start get realistic. You have to start look on statistics. you have to start look on, all right, learn them economy. You have to spend time and learn them economy. You have to, learn about credit, learn about, the factors that affect here versus Jamaica. Like, people in Jamaica will buy a house and hold on the house for 25, 30 years because the house don't depreciate, right? Here in America, you buy one place, the market flip-flop. You can buy a house for 200,000 and the market flop and the house worth 100 grand. So you're underwater. So you have to catch yourself and come out of the marketing scheme where them put out to the rest of the world. Yes, America is a great country. Don't get it twisted because now I lie, can't complain. Know what I mean? But at the same time, when people have this unrealistic expectation sometimes, and you have to understand that, Virgin, if you're not in a certain circle, if you don't have a certain level of connection, to get certain things done here in America, not to say that you're now going to be successful, but the one and few story there when them highlight to you, Virgin, how much people
330 million people live in this country.
Yeah.
300. America is the third largest country in the world by population count.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm show you the one story of the one man who make it realistically, that's not everybody. But America give you that propaganda, make you feel like you're gonna be that next person.
But as you said, Nicholas, numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? If that is what creates the what you call it now, the blasphemy, because people don't look at numbers and stats, them say, oh, social media, it look good, man, everything nice. But when you really check the levels, Virgin, and them tell you say the average American cannot afford to lose them job for 1 month. Virgin, that is real.
People live paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Majority of the country live paycheck.
I mean, and then they go some
70%. I heard the stat the other day. The stat says 70% of Americans, working Americans, can't afford a $1,000
expense,
like emergency
expense.
Yeah, man, a real time.
Virgin, that real. Yeah. And then you have the worst. That's me look on the other day. You have just over 300 people, 300 billion in America, right? I'm looking, how much of them black? I think about 6. And them depend on the lower tier. And that, you know what I mean? The lower, all of them under 10 billion. You know what I mean? So
that's a whole different story when you start talking about income equality and inequality, wealth inequality in America.
The last 30 years, them say half of the America wealth, more than half of it got to only to the top 10%. So the rest of it just a share amongst the other 90%. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, is realistically, it's nothing like what it perceived. You get what I'm saying?
True.
But I will tell you this just from my personal experience, is that the things that I'm able to accomplish, the things that even Carter, in the short time Carter years, are able to accomplish, is not that easy. I would say we back home. You get what I'm saying? The two are we are homeowner. You understand what I'm saying? We both homeowner at a young age.
At a young age, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I will not talk no DB live in the hood home. I talk like we live in a
decent neighborhood, everything.
Nice, decent neighborhood, everything. You know what I mean? We both always drive decent car, Carter in a good career. You guys, the stuff that you're able to accomplish is there. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, the opportunity is there.
The opportunity is there. But you have to just understand. You just have to understand the structure so you don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's not forgiven. You get what I'm saying? This country is not forgiven.
I even said it to Nicholas, right? Nicholas might have a family and things. So I said to him, brother, probably if you did their yard, you probably wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Straight up. It is what it is. For maintain the son of living where I maintain now. Brother, come, jog, girl. Jamaica, we can tell you, say, if you think it rough now, it would have been hand to mouth. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people when we go school with university back in Jamaica, right? Like some of them are doing decent with and whatever, but then we tell you straight up, like, them probably have one child, most virgin. Look upon us. Look upon us for them of them Alliman. Not for the money. The money you yet. Because the money must for pencil that out properly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. True.
Yeah.
You know, here when you can't say no more bunks at 1 or 2 and you know you will make it out or you know what I mean? Yo, you make that mistake a yard, brother, might be you know what I mean? Because it's a carry on the day, you know, brother.
True.
So the whole finance get mashed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything, changes everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good look still, so that you actually really consider, you know, staying in Europe from the whole standard of living aspect and kind of have that comparison.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it all depends. We'll see how it goes within the next few years.
Well, you know what I mean?
But as of right now, it's definitely back to America. Possible.
And then West Coast.
Yeah, that's well, at least right now. That's where
West
it's at.
Coast. Yeah, go over there.
So when you say West Coast, like specifically California,
the West Coast lifestyle. Too much beaches and
No, you know, it's Vegas though.
Yeah?
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah. Las Vegas is actually okay. Las Vegas now, a lot of people don't even know, but Las Vegas is one of the fastest growing cities in America.
Yeah.
A lot of people from California is actually moving over there just because like lower taxes, no state income taxes. The standard of the cost of living is lower and everything. With all that though, I feel like within the next 10 years, it's probably gonna be like LA. That's my opinion.
When I'm bridging and Gavin, he used to live over there for many years. Him actually like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he moved to Texas from Vegas. But yeah, same thing himself. Cost of living pretty low, pretty over there and everything. So yeah, so we know.
Yeah,
but
now if you're gonna go to the club and pop bottles every day and them thing, then the cost of living is gonna be pretty high because you don't know what Vegas is.
Yeah.
You don't know the reputation of Vegas, so that lifestyle is actually really expensive. But besides all of that, like if you leave the Strip, the Las Vegas Strip, the life is pretty normal.
Over there's a part of America. It's a desert, you know. Then build a city out of a desert, you know.
Yeah, true.
Desert, you know. That's what over there is, you know. There's a desert and then build a city in the middle of the desert.
I come like Dubai, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's exactly what Vegas.
It's a good parallel.
You see, but yeah, man. You know what I mean? I guess we see a couple years from now, whichever one you decide. You know what I mean? But next time I come to America, we have to find some way for all of this thing kind of settle down. And them kind of
this COVID situation. Yeah, true, for sure, yeah. Like anytime
before we even wrap up. Yeah, man, when next time I come, we need to find some way we can link up, you know?
Yeah. And, I tell you, say, wish we could have make it to the wedding still, but, you know?
Yeah, man, we know that they go, man.
I was already back in France.
Yeah. I know you didn't. You left the same month, I think. You left early.
Yeah.
We got married, yeah, man.
Yeah.
But, even before we wrap it up, say, all everything going on your side with the whole COVID and thing. Everything going
COVID now. Yeah, so like I was explaining earlier, I kind of touched on it a little bit. Like when I was here, you know, everything be shut down. And then in about from May, everything started opening up back a little bit by little bit. But it was still like pretty semi open up. So that's when I came back to the States in around July. And then as soon as I came to the States, I realized like when I look on the social media and everything, like life was pretty normal in France while I was shut down over the States. So I was like, dang it, maybe I should have stayed in France, you know. So and then it hasn't been shut down since. And even like right now, like we start hearing some stuff on the news, like maybe there's gonna be a second wave in Europe, this and that. There's more cases being reported and stuff. I mean, life is pretty normal. It's still mask everywhere and stuff like that when you go inside any buildings and stuff like that. But life is pretty normal for the most part. Every now and then we hear like certain cities, you have like red zones and stuff like that. So like even this weekend, the reason why I'm able to speak right now is because like one of my games got canceled actually. Like my game for tonight got canceled because where we would have went and played, it's a red zone. So my team didn't want to take the chance to go over there. Because we don't want, like, even though, like, with their team, there's no cases and stuff like that. But We still didn't want to take the chance to even go into the city just because it's a red zone right now. Okay. So we decided to stay home, and it's a practice game anyway because it's still the preseason.
Yeah.
So we just decided to stay home, and then we just keep practicing and get ready for when the real season starts. And we'll see. Really and truly, right now, I'm not even sure how this is gonna go with the season because we're already hearing of games getting canceled and stuff like that. So this season is gonna be actually a really special season because we just don't know how it's gonna evolve. We don't know, and especially now the cold time coming back up.
Yeah. Man, them have to go. Look like them have to put you in a bubble like how them do the NBA, man.
It's a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher to put people in a bubble over here as opposed to the NBA because you don't know the NBA is they have unlimited resources. But
them have the resources and funds.
What we're doing over here though, we're getting tested every week. We're getting tested regularly.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a case that comes up in a team, then that person has to quarantine. And if there's more than 3 cases in a team, then the game is you're able to cancel the game and stuff like that. But if it's less than 3 cases, then you can play. The team can play. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how this whole thing evolves.
Going forward, you know what I mean? At least for people who take it serious, you know what I mean, like myself. Because I was saying, I tell Carter in Atlanta, if I follow my IG stories in Atlanta, I would never know Atlanta shut down at all.
Oh, yeah?
Club,
it's like that?
Everything, people live life like, nothing now, go on, bro.
Oh, Zin.
I
knew that would have been a problem in America still. You can't control the people like that.
You can't control.
I remember when it was March, April, I was like, yo, when summer comes, man. America is going to be like a free-for-all. That's exactly what it was.
Dean on the last episode, he asked me, I say, listen, American people are my rebel, bro. You cannot... the worst thing you can tell an American person, the government come in and tell them, say, we can't do this. Yes, we need to do this. It's mandate. It's like I tell them to do it. Just because the government...
True.
Just the mentality of the people, you know? But it sucks. Because everywhere else I improve, but over here, boy, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to ask y'all. How is it okay, you in Atlanta, right? And Carter, you're in North Carolina. That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it like in North Carolina right now?
For example, even me, I think it was April, May, thereabout, I was working from home for the most part, and then my company decided to have what they call a skeleton office. So it's not to full capacity. It's only certain people that them consider crucial to HR, whatever it is. And then the office was just transformed into this whole. It looked like something out of the CDC.
Wow.
Just to get into the building, we have somebody designated at front, take your temperature every morning, and then when you go through the first door there, when you enter the lobby, you have to have on a mask. Then them take your temperature. Then you go through the door again, and then you have to, for either side of the walls, them have hand sanitizer where you have to hand sanitize yourself. And then once you get into your office, there's a limited, if you share office, there's a limited amount of people in that one space. If you leave the office to go to the hallway, you have to put on the mask and then hand sanitize yourself again. And then every week, them have a guy will come in and foam the whole office. So we have to leave by a certain time and all of that. And if one person, if you come in and you don't look right, them send your ass home. So it's and then I work with guys who my company do a line of work with. Them consider them essential workers. So those guys work in the field. So there was no time when them did allowed for work from home because them job is working in the field. So even with them, them work around dangerous utilities, and it was kind of interesting just to see what companies have got to implement safety, not only for the staff, but then the customers who they might interact with, you know what I mean? And you know, now we live in an age of social media. So imagine you have nearly 2,000 people where you have to constantly hammer into them brain, yo, please be cognizant that you're representing the company. And if you go out there and act like this is not a pandemic, you know, it affects everything else, you know, from layoffs to profitability and, you know, probably the demise of a company if it gets out there bad. But generally in and around North Carolina, yeah, man, it's serious. You can't go, like, people make you know, if you step in without a mask, you're going to have a problem, you know. And some of them put that verbally on them things, say, yo, you know, there's no discussion about this. You come in without a mask, they're going to push you out, you know. The governor here, I still kind of try to get understand how he might think, but him hold off on a lot of the businesses, like, you know, the hair salon, the gyms, them are just in the last 2 to 3 weeks, you could have actually, it's legal, you know, for the women going to get them nails and them hair done, and then the certain gyms have been given a certain level of capacity. So even that, I just recently started going to the gym, and, you know, when you enter the gym, you, of course, you're not the master, blah, blah, blah. But if a gym was a capacity of 300 people, then probably I take 75 at a time, and then, you know, all of the machine, you'll never be beside somebody, you know. The water fountain, then them lock them off. Anything where people are going to generally congregate, that is out of bounds, you know. But now, it's rough to pan the work, you know, if when you try to get back in a shape, because some machine them say you can, of course, them tell you say you can lower the mass if you're on the treadmill for run to help you. But like you go up the bench press and squatting, you have to have on the mask. So if you know, if you not have the lung capacity and the fitness, brother, some people are going to pass out. I can guarantee that. You know what I mean? But overall, comparing it to Florida before we move here, I think them have some more structure, and the people here are a little bit more what I say now, compliant.
Florida gonna be Florida, bro.
You know, like, you know, now kind of the people them so far I interact with them, they are with a call now. With a comparison of the true Southern hospitality people, you know, them kind of listen to, you know, what is being said and them follow certain rules. But of course, in every way you're gonna have the people who feel that, the privileged liberal people who feel that, you know, it is not a law to wear a mask. You know, it is just an instruction. So you'll have a few of those instances where pop up where, you know, you have to look back and say, shake it and say, yo, seriously, you know, see the numbers of people who are dead. You know, this is not up for debate. But I don't know, so far in North Carolina, I mean, laid back, the city itself of Charlotte, I go there in the pandemic just because we never get forgotten in the whole limelight of things. So I actually just do a visit, you know, and kind of do a quick tour and go through the city. And my sister say, yo, this is another Charlotte, is another city too. That is I never know, is a predominantly black professional city. So them also depend on the uprise in terms of growth and, you know, people migrating here because of the businesses. I think they have, like, I don't know if it's tax credits or certain laws that allow big companies to come here.
It's one of the state them in America that's growing right now. A lot of business kind of, and it's all because of tax thing, you know. Them,
because
most of these states them invite business and say, yo, no tax for the next 10 years.
Hey, because, you know, just moving here, I never realized, like, after, you know, kind of getting acclimatized, like, even the other day, this company reached out to me for a job, and I start to learn, say, wow, I never know there's so much big global corporation of them corporate offices here, because I find, say, Heinz, Pepsi, what name, Krispy Kreme of them headquarters here, Goodyear, what name, Bank of America, all these different corporations, you know, and Amazon now, them start put a stronghold here now, because Virgin, I not live in a big city, I live in a Winston-Salem, which is about an hour outside of Charlotte. Which part I live is like, you know, the UNC where like Michael Jordan and all them famous people here. That is where the university is located. But as far as a big city, I not consider it nowhere near that. But for some reason, Virgin, people are migrating here like them here's a hot bread there.
But it's like I tell you earlier, the big city them now, it's, the COVID kind of exposed them. So New York City, I lose people like crazy. LA, I lose people like crazy. All of the big city, them I lose people. Like people that migrate out of the city them because them sister is not, especially in a time like this, it's not the most convenient place to be, isn't it, sir?
Yeah. And a reason with that too, I believe it's like with this whole work from home thing, a lot of like companies are allowing their people to work from home. So a lot of them, people don't need to live in the big cities anymore.
No. It's mostly like, even right now, mostly, the younger kids, them love the big city. Guys, like when I used to live in New York City, you know what I mean? When I was younger, I love it. You know what I mean? It's, you don't need a car. You have a car, but it's just a city that you don't need a car. You can do anything. It's a city 24/7 city. A city that literally never sleep. So, you go places, you go downtown, you go all different spots. It's fun. But the older you get, you just want, at least for me, want to live outside the city where we can relax and deal with the work.
Yeah, and raise the family.
Yeah. It's not, it's not that important.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But but Alliman, appreciate you making the time, bro.
Man.
It's late night hours over there right now. So
True, 11:30.
Yeah, so you see them, I don't want to talk about the whole of your night,
No, man, you're good,
man. Saturday night. I don't know nobody now go nowhere anyway.
Yeah, for real. Like, for real. That is the next thing. Like, no holy outings, nothing like that.
None of that.
Right now. But it's good still. It's good. It helps you save money, No holy going out and all of that.
Well, the money me save.
It's
the money I end up saving, the stuff that I'm able to end up not have time to do. I mean, so it's an inconvenience, but I mean, I appreciate the time when we get for you to do all of that stuff. But I kind of get tired of the wolves now. I'm kind of.
Zin. Oh, you're working from home too?
No, me personally, I've from what, April? I've just been on and off. I've been working fully since April. So, and I've been mostly home since the whole pandemic. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
So we have to see what the rest of the year goes. So it's like, but lucky for my wife and I, we're financing order, so we're good.
True.
And we give thanks for that, isn't it, sir?
Right. Got.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. But I'm tired. I'm kind of tired. Tired right now. Being home too long. Want go to mix and mingle, yo. Sometimes I just feel want go. But if we go to a restaurant and eat something, then the inconvenience there. See, I'm bridging and come with the minimum attack. I say, yo, I'm kind of stressed out. So want to have a drink, but do we want to go? Is it all Atlanta still? Let me tell you, my youth. People, you go lounge, club, you go restaurant, people that live.
The people out.
Like, nothing now go on. That me I tell you.
Oh, yeah? People out and about like that?
Nothing like go on. But it was surprising is the number not going up. It's been...
Oh.
Yeah, so it's surprising. That's a surprising part of it.
We're not even want going up because we're going on a whole different discussion.
Yeah, true. That's a whole different story because none of this whole thing is political, This whole pandemic thing really political.
Because recently me hear, me see it on the company news here in North Carolina, particular establishment.
See the Carter like him freeze.
Carter gone.
But listen, let's see before him come back. You have anything you want to wrap it up with, brother, before we come to a close? You have your thing you're pushing your investment. And
true.
You have a YouTube
Definitely.
channel, so you want shout that out and stuff.
True. Oh, you see that?
What's the investment is about, real quick? You can
for me, I'm all about building wealth long term. One thing I really want to is help my people, black people on a whole, just to get more mindful of building wealth and because the wealth gap in America is really bad right now, isn't it? So definitely just want especially the athletes, I definitely want bring awareness to the different opportunities we have to build our finances, build our wealth, investing, and all of that. So whether it comes to like investing in stocks, real estate, and entrepreneurship on a whole, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's definitely where the passion lies, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Outside of basketball, basketball is the passion right now, number one passion. But definitely beside that, you have to invest in real estate, stocks, stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? If you understand it, then good thing you kind of spread the knowledge. So that's good. And you have a YouTube page, right? A YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I mean, I really to be honest, like during the lockdown, I definitely was more active on it. But now, since I've gotten busy again,
yeah,
like basketball is pretty demanding. So it's like every day we have 2 practices a day, and if we're not practicing, we probably got treatment that we got to go do, and we have events that we got to do and stuff like that. So I haven't had much time to do things on it, but definitely it's there. The page is there and everything, so definitely we'll be doing more stuff on it.
Okay, so shout out.
Now I'm just focused on the basketball thing.
All right, no problem, man. Hey, yo, shout out your IG, the investment page, and your YouTube page. Before we wrap it up.
Well, IG page, that's Ricardo Alliman, first name and last name Ricardo Alliman, and same with my YouTube page. Just keeping it simple and professional,
Yeah.
Ricardo Alliman, all the way.
And the investment for athletes, that's the...
Investing athlete. That's my other IG page. That's like the business IG page, investing athlete. Like what I'm thinking about with doing that is I'm trying to help young athletes, especially young athletes who just getting started, to start thinking about investing and start thinking about building for the future, from the jump. Because I wish somebody would have told me when I was 23 coming out of college to taught me about stuff like that, because I would have been a lot further ahead than where I'm right now. I kind of started a little bit late, so around when I was about 28. That's when I really started thinking about.
Good thing is you started. You understand?
Yeah, true.
Good thing is you started.
True.
That's something I kind of talk about all the time, is that some of the stuff that we know now, we wish we didn't know it to, because most of our life, we'll be more better off. But, at least you started now, now. So, obviously, you will pass it on to your next generation, and, the world can grow from there,
Yeah. So definitely I want to help, kids coming right out and start from the jump and, start focusing on building wealth, because nothing lasts forever. And especially life in sports doesn't last forever. So might as well get a jump start from as early as possible.
And that make 100% sense, Alliman. Carter jump in right here, sir. Yeah.
So investing athlete on my Instagram page. That's the next page that I'm working on.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Yo, appreciate you making the time, boss.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. There's one thing we like to talk to, that all we come from far, in the sense that, all we come from Jamaica. You know what I mean? To where we are get to youth and to make the transition where we're at, and I think, it's sure that hard work does pay off. You understand? I know it's really not easy.
A little luck help too, but definitely hard work pays off.
No luck, hard work.
No, I understand. No, Alliman said, all right, when him say luck, it mean there's some people that come into your life and give that little nudge, just that little nudge,
being in the right place at the right time.
At the right time.
But I feel, me personally, and I not believe in a lot, but me personally believe that the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself, typically attract the type of people, to you. We are going to give it that opportunity. You get what I'm saying? So
true that.
So I credit people. Don't short play yourself don't play yourself you put in your hard work, and people recognize it. Sometimes it take a while for some, but people eventually recognize your hard work, and especially if you have a good character with it,
Yeah.
But God, I know we miss it for a quick second there, John. Come on, but we are close it up. Alliman done in peace. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I said, appreciate him making the time to come on here. You know, the time difference is kind of crazy. But Carter, you have any last thing you want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yo, Ricky, big up yourself. Thanks for making the time for us, you know what I mean? Give thanks for technology. You know, we probably not see each other in probably 10 years or more now, but you know, it's good
We
to
see
catch
each
up.
other, but we don't really see each other.
Right. You know?
But there you go with that technology thing again.
Right, you know? So it's definitely bring it. Some people say it make the world smaller, but I just think it just make connections, you know, easier and a lot more opportunities come from this technology. So just make sure so you keep yourself safe. You know what I mean? I know you still have your family back in Jamaica like myself, so you don't know we're always concerned about them. So, you know what I mean? Anytime you go about this, let me know. Because we want to try and make this link up to Jamaica too. You know what I mean?
For real. For real, man. For sure, we have to do that.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Love yourself and, you know, the family, and, you know, until next time. Next time we probably can do one where we have more people on this, you know, with Dean and probably somebody like Dean from Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
So we can talk about from different perspectives, you know?
Yeah, man. We definitely gonna make that happen. But yeah, man, I'm saying, you know, respect again for make the time. And, you know, just real quick, look at when we were younger, we used to see like video call on TV. We used to be like, wow, that's crazy. Somebody make a phone call. Right? I know it's just seamless. You know what I mean?
It seems like it's a norm.
It's like a normal thing. So yeah, man, but you big up yourself, and you know, I always like to highlight, you know, Jamaican who overseas doing well. You know what I mean? I put the culture and the country upon them back in a positive light. You see what I'm saying? So appreciate you doing that, boss.
If you want to share any of your social media handles.
We already cover it.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We don't see a kind of delete until you come back.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
Yeah, man, but people, remember again, you know, this is Jamaican State of Mind podcast. I mean, thanks for everyone for having checking out the podcast. I mean, we're very excited the amount of listenership, the amount of share and download we've been getting. So continue to support the thing, you know what I mean? Continue to share our perspective on things. You know, continue having different guests on it to kind of highlight what they're doing. You know what I mean? Enough of us out here doing our thing. We maybe not be the spotlight and then the entertainment with the one bag of glamour stuff, but a lot of Caribbean and Jamaican people out here doing a lot of positive things. You know what I mean? So remember to check out JamaicanStateOfMind.com. You can find all the link. You can get a merch there as well. And Alliman, thanks again for making the time. I mean, until
thanks
next.
Thanks again for having me on. It's a pleasure. Good to catch up with the man then.
Yeah, anytime. So anytime. If you have something to say, just reach out and we make it happen. Yeah,
sure.
Man. So until next time, people, be safe. Like I always say, be smart and objective. And yes.
Yeah, Jamaican.